And in the season finale, Rias was right. The boss showed up about, I don't know if it was 10 seconds, but he showed up, and Rias gives him the plan on how they can get Ciri. But Ciri is the least of the elves' concerns. Dara ends up going to Filavandrel and Francesca and admitting that he was a spy, but he told Redania he's done, he's out. And Redania seems to be suspect number one on who killed the baby. The killing of her child was the last straw for Francesca. She's out for vengeance. She tells Filavandrel, gather some horses. We're leaving. And that night, they sneak out. Possibly one of the reasons they were able to get out of Cintra so easily is the fact that most of Cintra is preparing for the White Flame's return. But when Frangilla gets word of what Francesca did, she goes and grabs Cahar and lets him know that the elves left. They know why they left. It's to get vengeance for the death of their child. And while both Frangilla and Cahar know that it's probably Redania, Cahar has the idea to use this to their advantage with the White Flame and tell the White Flame that it was actually them who killed the baby elf. Cahar says to Frangilla, think about it. The baby gave them hope, so you had it killed. And now they're out there slaughtering the enemies of our kingdom. This makes a whole lot of sense to Frangilla, and they're both in agreement. When the White Flame shows up, they're straight up lying to this guy. Now, Francesca, along with the rest of the other elves, did sneak out of Cintra, and they did go to Redania. And they are trying to get payback. Francesca is walking down the street and scarring every single baby with an elven symbol. Even Francesca's brother doesn't really agree with this method, but they understand that she's in extreme pain, so they just allow it to go down. They then go back to the woods, hunker down, planning their next move. As they're discussing what to do, a couple of elf guards end up catching Istredd, who is lurking about. Istredd explains who he is, but all they care about is the fact that he's human. He starts talking about Ciri, but most of the information he's giving them is stuff that they already know. Filavandrel gives the order to get rid of him, and that's when Istredd yells, she's Henneker, and Francesca says, stop. She has Istredd repeat it. And Henneker means that she has elder blood in her, which means that Ciri is one of them. Even though she doesn't look it, she is. Istredd tells them, I've never seen anything like her power. And Francesca realizes that Ciri is the one that Ithilien prophesied about. Ciri could save all of them. But the entire conversation was being listened to by Dijkstra's owl, whose real name is Philippa. And straight Harry Potter style, she turns into a human. She fills Dijkstra in about the entire conversation, and Dijkstra tells her, bring me the bard. It's about time he paid back his benefactor. But the one person we haven't talked about is Ciri, who is clearly possessed. Geralt, realizing what's going on, rides as hard as he can back to Kaer Morhen. When both him and Yennefer arrive, Yennefer is trying to apologize for everything that went down, saying that she couldn't bring herself to actually sacrifice the girl. Geralt, though, doesn't really want to listen to it. All he cares about is getting to Ciri. And Ciri has made her way through the castle, slowly killing Witchers in their sleep. She's about to kill Vesemir, and that's when Geralt walks in and unknowingly saves his life. Ciri starts blaming all the murders on an old woman in a black robe. Immediately, Yennefer says it's got to be Volethmir. They ask Ciri, where is she now? And Ciri says, I saw her leaving one of the rooms. We have to do something. Something about the story isn't matching up. Geralt says, well, how did you survive? And Ciri tells him, I screamed. And he asks, that didn't cause any damage? That didn't even wake up Vesemir? Geralt realizes that she's lying. She is Volethmir. And when he asks Volethmir, what do you want? Volethmir, through Ciri, attacks him and runs off. The remaining Witchers all armor up. But before they go hunt down Ciri, Geralt finds Vesemir and says, your fight is not with Ciri. Vesemir says, when you took Eskel down, it broke me, but I realized that it was the right thing to do. This is the same situation. She's done too much damage. Geralt reminds him, don't forget, you thought she was strong enough to be the next Witcher. She can survive this. I'll be able to convince Volethmir to leave Ciri's body. Once the demon's out, we'll trap her. Vesemir agrees to give it a shot, and everybody goes looking for Ciri. But Yennefer realizes that she needs to fix things. She grabs Jaskier and says, come on, we gotta create a potion. She then hands Jaskier a Jasper and says, it turns wrongs into rights. Geralt will know, but I need you to get it to him. Jaskier then takes off to track down Geralt. And Geralt is able to find Ciri, at least her physical form. The actual Ciri is trapped in her mind. Volethmir has put her back before all of this mess, back in Cintra, back with her family. So she's having a great time. She's not planning on leaving. Shortly after Geralt shows up, the rest of the Witchers do as well. Geralt tries to bargain with Volethmir, but his offer of sacrificing himself for Ciri isn't accepted. Ciri then screams, breaking the tree with the Witcher's medallions and revealing a monolith that Ciri screams at and breaks. All the stellacite ends up flying at the Witchers, killing some, but others, like Geralt, were able to create a force field to save themselves. But the portal, however, opens up and monsters come out of it, monsters that the Witchers have never seen. So now they need to defend themselves. As most of the Witchers go about doing that, Geralt stays, trying to convince the real Ciri to fight back. The physical Ciri, controlled by the Deathless Mother, starts attacking Geralt. While all of the fighting is going on, Jaskier is trying to yell at Geralt about the Jasper, but Geralt isn't paying attention. Now, Vesemir has, at this point, had enough. Kaer Morhen is being destroyed, so he goes after Ciri, but he gets stopped by Geralt. Geralt isn't done trying to fight back. This fighting goes on, with Geralt actually having to fight off a monster of his own. That frees up Vesemir to stab Ciri, trying to end all of this, but it doesn't work. The Deathless Mother conjures a spell to heal herself. So, the Witchers have tried basically everything. How about an intervention? At this point, what could it hurt, right? They start telling Ciri how much they love her, how much they care about her, trying to get the real Ciri out of there, to fight back. It's not working, however. The real Ciri is at that ballroom, and her parents have just arrived. The Deathless Mother is pulling every emotional heartstring possible to keep Ciri in there. Geralt now realizes that Ciri can't escape. The Deathless Mother needs a vessel, so Yennefer slits her wrists and offers herself up. It works. Ciri says goodbye to her parents, and the real Ciri returns. Deathless Mother goes into Yennefer. When Ciri comes to, Geralt tells her, if you can conjure these portals and attract monsters out of them, you can send one back again. And that's what we need you to do. We need you to send Yennefer back. So Ciri tries that. But unfortunately, Yennefer's not the only one that goes back. Ciri and Geralt go with her. And they end up going back to the Raths of Morg. It's a sphere where something called the Wild Hunt went down. The good thing is for Yennefer, when they arrived at the Raths of Morg, the Deathless Mother left her body. The bad thing is, there are these fire skeleton soldiers coming right at them. I should say, coming right at Ciri. Ciri grabs both Yennefer and Geralt's hand and portals back to Kaer Morhen. When they get back, Geralt tells Ciri, we are safe now, thanks to you, and that's all that matters. Geralt then goes up to Vesemir and says, Ciri and I can't stay. We need to keep moving. Vesemir starts to apologize for everything he did, but Geralt says, don't. It's not your fault. We're leaving because she's marked for something. And it doesn't end with the demon or the Wild Hunt. If mages and royals find out she's still alive, they won't stop coming for her. And unfortunately for Geralt, he's unaware, but it's too late. Tissaia got a good look at Ciri, so she goes to the Brotherhood and gives them a rundown description of what she looks like. They know also what Vesemir's up to. They know that if Vesemir ends up getting Ciri, he's going to end up controlling all of them. Queen Maeve brings up the point, life was a lot better when everybody thought Ciri was dead. So Tissaia gives the order. There's a bounty on Ciri's head, but also a bounty on anyone who helps her as well. When Yennefer went back through the portal, she felt something in her body. So when she returns, she decides to see if her powers are back. And in fact, they are. The magic has returned. Geralt then walks up to her and tells her, I need you to use your knowledge of magic to train the girl. You're the only person who's helped her control her powers. They then go outside and talk to Ciri. Geralt tells Ciri, I think I know what Volothmir wanted from you. Volothmir's been here since the Conjunction. We always assumed she was from another sphere. Now those monoliths that you shatter, the ones that pull new species of monsters through every time you scream, those could be gateways to other spheres. Ciri cuts him off and says, my scream woke Volothmir. That's why she wanted me? And Geralt says, yeah, she wanted to go home. You were the key to her future. But the thing I can't figure out is when did Nilfgaard realize that you were the key to theirs as well? Nilfgaard knew before anyone else. How does Nilfgaard know the truth about you, Ciri? And that is because the White Flame, Emperor Ramir, is actually Ciri's father. Ciri has no idea he's alive. And he returns to Cintra, where both Frangilla and Cahar lie to him, telling him that it was their idea to kill the baby. He cuts him off and says, no, it wasn't, because it was mine. I gave the order. He then has them arrested. He explains that having that baby killed was the best path to helping him find his daughter. And that is the end of Season 2 of The Witcher. Thank you so much for watching this recap or listening to it. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. Thumbs up if you liked it. Smash that thumbs down button if you thought it sucked. If you leave a comment, I don't get back to you. Don't take it personal. I try to avoid the comment section at all costs, especially with things like The Witcher, because if you get one name wrong, someone's in there telling you how much you suck because you mispronounced the name Filavandrel. Bear with me, folks. I'm learning here. I also have merch, though. Go buy a t-shirt or something. Just know, if you reach this point, I truly, truly appreciate it.